Hey everybody, good afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the 7th of December 2021. I'm going to talk through a little short-term analysis on NASDAQ that I'm going to be taking a look at here. Um, this is going to be an interesting one, and basically this is short-term. This is just some thoughts. Before I get into any of this, as you all know, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I'm just giving my opinion on the market. So let's go ahead and get into the live scene here. So let's get this going and take a look at things. Basically, what I'm looking at a move for Nasdaq to go down to, we'll say approximately 15,300, and I'm just trying to get the image to show up here correctly. So give me just a second. We'll get this up. So again, we're looking for Nasdaq to move up a little bit more. Apologies, I'm having some issues with my browser window here. So let me just get this worked out, and then we'll get things going. Okay, so this is not going the way that I expected this to. It's going a little slower than I thought. So apologies for this. I wasn't really expecting. There we go. There's the chart. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let's get NASDAQ up on here on the chart. So again, I'm looking at this, and I'm going to try and make up for some of that time there. I'm looking at this from the fact that we look like we've created 5 waves up here, and we hit the top of this channel. And if I zoom out a bit, you can see where this channel is coming from. I've got a good structure on this, I believe. And I believe that we're still on target, just for the record. I think we're still on target to get to these targets up here, closer to 17, 18, maybe even higher. But I think, again, we've got this first wave completed. I think this is a 1. I don't think this is actually the completion of the move. I don't think we've created a top here. I think we actually go up higher. So I think this is a 1, and I think we're still working on the 2, right? And what I'm looking at, and again, I'm going to go back to the 1 hour time frame here and take a look at this. What I'm basically measuring is the fact that if this is a completed motive wave, then we should have a correction incoming. What I'm looking for in an A, B, C, I'm looking for a move, from move here from a dominant pivot high to the dominant pivot low. And then I'm looking for this to complete, and this really lines up very well with December 17th, right? So we talk about this on, we talk about this on the Discord all the time, about December 17th, that general area where things just don't look quite right. Something's going to happen next Friday. My bias is we're probably going to grind a little bit in this area. There is so much open interest at this point now in the calls and the puts. It makes the most sense for us to just continue to grind sideways here for a while. And what that means is that's really high probability for a wave 4 and then moving into a wave 5. So looking at this here, we've got 1, 2, and let's just say that the 3 is in. Move down here for the 4, and then we go up for the 5. Okay, and I think this could potentially, again, go all the way out to the 17th of December. Maybe before then, but what I'm looking at is from this dominant pivot high to this dominant pivot low, we have already gone 61.8% of the way, right? So we have already gone more than 61% as an internal retracement. We've already gone beyond that, right? We're past the golden zone, or at least we have poked past it a little bit. So I believe we're going to see some grinding here, and it also is in confluence with the 2618, which is a good probability target for wave 3, right? The 1618 would be your target for wave 3. We passed through that with force. And now here we are above the 2618. So I believe that this is our high probability for our wave 3. Then we're going to move sideways in, just to point this out, the same cluster area that we were grinding sideways before, right? We were grinding sideways here. So naturally, it would make sense for us to continue to grind sideways here and then we poke up, and then from there I think we get a correction. And this is going to go into the new year, in my opinion, right? So again, I don't think we've created a top here, but I do believe that we will probably go and break the bottom of this trend line. This is going to go into Christmas. Very likely this goes into Christmas, maybe even the new year. But I believe before the end of 2021, I think we're going to see NASDAQ poke down back below 16,000, back below 15,600. And I think it's a high probability target for us to go down to 15,260 to 15,300. I think there is a high degree of probability that we do that. Just kind of looking left, what do I see here at this level? Let me throw a horizontal line on this just so we can take a look at that. That's at 15,261. You know, we could take this down just a little bit more, and then we've got a good area right here for resistance here. And then you can see very, for a brief moment, we had some support there, and again, some resistance there before we moved up. You know, also right here in this general area, again, at that same level, we had some support here where we flipped resistance and support, more support here. But this area is a good area to be looking for longs, assuming that it gets there. And again, that's a big assumption. It doesn't necessarily have to go there. I'm going to remove this fib pull because what I want to do, I want to take a look at this from a pull down perspective, okay? So if I take this bottom of this wave 4 into the top of our first wave here, that takes us right to the 618, okay? And just in case there's anybody that's new on here, I don't prepare anything ahead of time. None of this is prepared ahead of time, except for maybe some of my Elliott wave counts that I've got on there. And that is proven by the fact that I didn't even have my OBS set up to do the chart sharing. So the fact that we have all of this confluence that is just kind of screaming at us, right? Yes, we did see a little bit of support there at the 50, and we've had a significant move off of that. We're killing short positions right now. But in my opinion, I think that we're probably setting ourselves up for a bigger short position. What would invalidate this? Like, I'm not going short right now. I would be looking to go short above 15.4, closer to 15.5, somewhere in that range, because I need to minimize my risk exposure. Because there's a great high degree of probability that NASDAQ is going to move down here to this level. Now, how do I know if I'm wrong? Well, I'm wrong if it takes out the high, which is why I want to make sure that I take this short position as high as possible. There were a lot of people down here that were talking about shorts and going lower, and I was like, no, we took long positions on the S&P twice last week, and we profited, on both of those positions on 2 separate days when everybody was bearish. I was like, no, we're going to be taking some modest long positions, and that's paid off. Now I'm looking to catch the quote-unquote third wave down, right? So again, I don't know if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. But if we go a little bit deeper, then I would be more inclined to say what we are in the middle of right now is an A, B, C. That's also possible as well. Of course, nobody can predict the future. I don't know exactly what this chart is going to look like, but I would expect there to be some chop here. And then we see a spike up, which would be a bull trap. Again, my opinion. If I'm wrong, it breaks 16,759. If it breaks above 16,759, then I'll get out. But I'm looking for a move down here to about 15,250 or somewhere in that range. Now, what's going to happen after that? Well, I think we're going to have a serious move up, and I think it's going to, rip puts faces off. I think it's going to rip short sellers faces off. It's going to be a crazy melt up, the one that everybody's been kind of waiting for, because really we haven't had a huge melt up. Like, yeah, I mean, this moved up pretty significantly, and it would make sense for us to, to see a larger corrective cycle off of that. But I think this next move is going to be that wave 3, and I think this is going to really throw a lot of people off guard, and I think it's going to go a lot higher than what people expect, even higher than what I currently have up here at about 17,380, up here to my high of 17,680. 82, somewhere in that range. I think it's actually going to exceed that. It's possible that NASDAQ goes to 20,000, maybe even higher. We'll see. We'll see. But for now, I do think we're going to have a significant pullback. I think it's going to kind of freak out a lot of people. But I think it's not going to happen until after December 17th. Okay? That's the key. December 17th. You guys have to remember that. December 17th, that's the key. So you need to watch December 17th, 2021, because that is where we've got significant options that are going to be expiring, mostly on the S&P. That's going to be right up here. December 17th, 2021. That's when a lot of contracts are going to be expiring on SPY and on the Qs. Even on the Qs, there's a high amount of interest in options, and the majority of them are in short positions. So we have to have a lot of those expire worthless. After that happens, then I think we can have the significant pullback. And when that happens, here's just my hypothesis. All the people that sold those short positions are going to be collecting a serious amount of premium. They have already collected that. What I think we're actually waiting for is this move down, and what you're going to see is a lot of buying activity down here in this range, and then we're going to see a significant thrust to the upside. So that's my idea, my thoughts on NASDAQ. Of course, I have similar thoughts on the S&P. Both of them are revolving around December 17th, 2021. Wait for December 17th before you get too heavy on long positions because of this, right? I'm seeing what we are creating right now as a little bit of a bull trap, short term. It's also a method to trap all the people that decided that they were going to try and be heroes and short the market down here. They're going to get murdered. And that's just the way that it is. We're going to go up here. We're going to get a little bit of a pop off top at the top. I think it's going to be a trap, and I think it's going to break. But this pop is where I'm going to be looking to get that short position. I'm going to be patient for right now. Certainly I'm not shorting right now, but I'm going to be looking for that. I'm going to be waiting for that. And I wanted to document this and get it out there to say that I'm waiting for December 17th before I get into a more aggressive short position. Because again, I think once the 17th rolls along, I think we have 2 weeks minimum. Somewhere around 2 weeks, I think we're going to get for a larger push down. And I think that's where we're going to be looking to get into some more long positions. You know, we'll be able to get Facebook below 300. We're going to be able to get Shopify at 1250. We're going to be able to get a lot of things at a discount. And that's the time where I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be closer to the end of the year. But going into next year, I think we're going to get that move up. But in the short term, for the next week and a half, I think we're just going to kind of grind sideways. We're going to get that pop up. That's where I'm going to be looking to take a short position, and I'm going to be looking to get it for the end of the year. Maybe we'll take January short positions. We'll just check and see. I'll be announcing that on the Discord server when I decide to take that position, but I wanted to explain the reasoning why I'm looking to do that. So again, December 17th, 2021. Keep an eye out for it. And if this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, you know the deal. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. If you need access to our Discord, there's some links on BitDoctor.org for you to get access to our Discord server, to get access to our indicator, and also to get access to myself if you have any questions or anything like that. But anyway, wherever you're in the world, I hope you're having a good day, a good night, and a good evening. Take care, everyone.